Jennifer, oh my God, that's so exciting. Hi, Adela. I got my first lead. Send her my magnet card and texted her my contact. Thank you for all your support and being so giving. You're very welcome. You are so welcome. And you know what? You took action. You did it. And I'm so happy that you got a lead. You sent your card. Now, don't forget, I would say give it about 10 days and then text her and ask her if she got it. Just a quick text. You don't have to call. One of the biggest things everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of you keep asking me is like, how do you do follow up? And I've realized like just because we got the lead through cold call doesn't mean that every single time you reach out to them has to be through a cold call. Just send them a text. Every day you get more leads and it just like stacking, just piling and piling. Hey, David, had the best day today cold calling thanks to you. No, thanks to you. You're the one who actually made the calls, not me. So congratulations. I love hearing this. Look at Sergio. Hey, he said, that's awesome, Jennifer. And I heard Sergio is getting a listing. So exciting. You guys are getting so much amazing results so quickly, which is so inspiring. And isn't it like, I mean, I just have to say it's really rewarding, just circle prospecting, just like having conversations with homeowners who are thinking or planning of selling. Talking when you ask them, you're like, you're not thinking or planning on selling in the future, right? Or like in a year or two or whatever. And when they're like, yeah, I am, it's like, what, you are? So I just got back from a listing appointment that I'm going to be taking. Woo woo, getting another listing. And I was supposed to have 2 appointments. My second one rescheduled for next week. And I have a listing appointment tomorrow. It was supposed to be earlier in the day, but they just messaged me and said, hey, can you come early morning? I'm like, yeah, I'll come over early morning. And it's so funny because today, the listing, I didn't even take the paperwork with me. I was just going there to meet them for the first time. And they were like, okay, how much can we sell it for? And I had a rough idea and I said, well, let me just email you the comps because legit, I was just there to like go meet them in person, even though I've been talking to them since July. And then I was like getting ready to leave and she's like, wait, what about the paperwork? Don't you want me to sign? I was like, I'll email it to you. She's like, okay. So I got to do that later. You're going to be busy. You're going to have fun. And all you need to do is just carve 1 hour. Like if you really want to keep traction, be consistent, like just do 1 hour and you'll be surprised how rewarding and how good you'll feel for the rest of the day while you're with friends and family and having fun at the wedding because you're like, you feel accomplished. And like you said, all you need is your laptop, just your laptop and your phone. And you don't even have to like take the cards and the magnet or whatever, just like mail them out when you get back. That's actually why I give myself the 10 days between like have fun at the wedding, there at the listing appointment. It's like you're on. Like I was taking notes, I was asking questions about the water heater, the AC assessments, if they knew any information about the association, just anything. Hey, Nancy. Look at Nancy. Hi, Adela. 43 calls, 6 contacts, 1 lead, 23 minutes. Love. You guys are already getting leads. This is awesome. Just imagine if you get a lead a day. If you literally called for 30 days straight, you'd have 30 leads. And guess what? They're your own. Like you guys created it yourself. Like it's almost like having off-market properties where you just know that someone's going to sell and nobody else knows. Like no other realtor is fighting you for it. I mean, it's one thing if they want to interview other realtors on their own, but it's another when you get in early, like when you establish that relationship. That's what it's all about. Oh, you're very welcome. Congrats. You did the work. Oh, and I actually already sent out the handwritten note cards to my 2 leads yesterday. Actually, I had my husband drop those off because I forgot them on my walk. I normally drop them off on my walk. It is exciting. Nancy said it's exciting. It is exciting. It's surreal. It's kind of like you have like, I don't know if it's like treasure or gold in your hands and you're like, oh my God, it's mine. Like I actually made the call. I had the conversation and they're open to, talking to me in the future. Oh my gosh, Nancy, I'm right there with you. Yes, I did mailers for 7 months and no calls or anything. It's when I miraculously found you and I feel more productive. Oh my God, you're so sweet. I did that too, Nancy. I spent so much money on mailers and nobody called. I was like, this is not okay. And then, of course, you go to your broker and they're like, send mailers, send mailers. No, I would rather not pay for mailers. And I would just rather sit here and dial my butt away. Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Like the things that they teach at brokerages is it just doesn't work. It's so outdated. It's so bad. I remember asking a real estate agent in one of my old brokerages because I was starting to do mailers. And at that time, I was spending like $700 a month on mailers. And I did it for months. And I asked him how much he was spending and he said 7. And I was like, yeah, me too, 700. And he looked at me and shook his head. He goes, 7,000 a month. I almost fell out of my chair. I know 7,000 is crazy, insane. And I thought 700 was a lot. And he was like, oh, 700 is a good budget. I was like, are you kidding me? I was so over it. I think I did it for like 6 to 7 months also. Yeah, Nancy said, yikes. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting way more leads than I ever did doing anything else, whether it was YouTube, other social media, cold calling, door knocking. So in this case, for me, I just treat my social media as like an online digital presence when people Google me, because they will search you on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. They'll try and find you just to make sure you're legit. So that's why I just started posting on social media like crazy, because number one, it's free. And number two, is it legitimizes me? Is that even a word? It just makes me more legit. Like, okay, she's actually working. I was sending up to 1,000 mailers a month. Oh, don't you wish somebody had told us like the real deal and said, hey, don't be surprised if no one calls you? Like nobody ever says that. And then the crazy part is, think about it. You send out mailers, they only see a mailer, and then they call you. And then it's kind of like, okay, show me your listing presentation. And then you're like on the spot, and the chances of you getting it is slim to none because you have no relationship with them. And you're having to talk to them from the beginning all over again. Might as well just get it over the phone. Imagine when you start calling consistently, that's when you really see the fruits of your own labor. It's so funny. When I first started, I was afraid. I was like, please no one answer, please no one answer, please no one. And now I'm like, please answer, please answer. Can someone please answer their phone? So shout out to Jackie Terry Exclusive that posted a question. She said, I'm having trouble with follow-up, not really getting the same response the first time I spoke with homeowners. They tell me to stay in touch and contact them back. When I do, they are not interested in speaking with me. How do you approach callbacks? So that's very interesting, because I did mention to her I need a little bit more context. I don't know if she's reaching out to FSBOs or expireds. If it is FSBOs expireds, that makes sense because they just go dark. With circle prospects, you'll notice they don't necessarily go dark. Sometimes they're just quiet, but they will engage here and there. Especially if you call them and then you text them your contact card and then you send them the handwritten note card. It's just kind of like a cherry on top of a sundae. And then the fact that you follow up as well through a text without having to bother them and call them. Because let me tell you, they don't want to talk to you all the time. I'm just saying it. They don't want to have a conversation with you every single month or every 2 months. That's why I dibble dabble and I kind of alternate depending how long I've known them, how frequently I talk to them. So just because we initiate the conversation through a cold call doesn't mean you have to call them every single time. My mentor may disagree with me, but I'm going to stick to my process. And in terms of like callback, I never go like, do you want me to call you back? Or when should I call you back? It's just me nurturing them and me providing value and me keeping them up to date. So when they are ready, they know what's going on in the market and I know what's going on in the market. What do you think about the condo market? I am doing very well in this condo market. I actually just got another condo under contract, and I actually went on a listing appointment for another condo, and I'm taking that listing, and I'm meeting with I have another listing appointment for another condo tomorrow morning, and then I have another condo listing appointment. Well, we rescheduled. It was supposed to be my second one for today, so that'll be tomorrow. So there's a lot to know about the condo market. I think as long as you educate yourself, I know you're in South Florida as well as myself. So if you can just educate yourself, the better you are at helping, because that's what we're here to do, help and serve the homeowners. You just have to let them know what's going on. But if you are specifically speaking to a condo owner, you do really want to know, like, how many condos are for sale? Are they moving? When was the last for sale? Are they going through the massive reconstruction? Did they pass their 40-year inspection, their 50-year inspection? How is their structural integrity reserve study, also known as SIRS, SIRS? Like, you have to know more about the condo and the building, their budgets, their financials. You don't necessarily have to speak to it in terms of the like every little detail, but you do have to have that conversation with the homeowner and ask them. They should know, like, when was your last assessment? Do you know of any upcoming assessments? What's the next thing that's going on in your building? Have they already done the roof? Did they pass their inspection? So I'm doing very well, thankfully, in this condo market. But I think because I do have experience and I have educated myself, and I always go down rabbit holes and educating myself in everything I do, I'm better prepared and can bring good questions when I meet with homeowners that most other realtors don't. So if you are planning on selling a condo, just make sure you know what kind of questions to ask. So I think it's great. And thankfully I can, because I am selling them, I can speak with confidence to homeowners. Like, listen, I'm doing very well in this terrible condo market. So like, if you want to meet, we can come up with a game plan to get it sold. Okay, hold on. Nancy, do you use the same script as Adela? Good question. Honestly, Anita, I wing it. I have fun with it. I change it. If you saw me last week, I was saying something different. If you saw me in February, I was probably saying something different. If you saw me in January, I was saying something different. But I also change, evolve, so you can make it your own. And I would say it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. But she kind of wrote down roughly what I write. But just experiment with it and just play with it and make it your own and see where you're getting leads and see where you're not getting leads, if that helps. I have 2 condo clients with a high HOA. It's insane. It's okay. I would say if the HOA is about $1,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, that's normal. Everyone's HOA. Thankfully, because of cold calling, I've spoken to so many condo owners who've given me insights of what their HOAs are. If their HOAs are more than 1,000, it's generally because they're paying off towards to fill up their reserves. But that's a question you have to speak to the owners. What's included in your HOA? Is it towards your reserves, or what's your HOA? I just tell homeowners at this point, if your HOA isn't 1,000 a month, it's going to be eventually. That's the thing. Both have special assessment. Because you're saying I have 2 condo clients, and I'm curious if you already took the listings. Because if the HOAs are high and they have assessments, then they're probably trying to get out of it. I totally get it. There are some homeowners who have chosen to sell because of that. But I would say a lot of the condo owners that I have that I've actually, let me say it this way. A lot of condo owners that I have spoken with, they've already paid into the assessment. So they're kind of like, where am I supposed to go? If I go somewhere else, I might pay their assessment. So I might as well stay put. A lot of the owners I've been speaking to that I'm helping sell are usually selling because they're moving out of state, maybe to be with family, they're retiring. They are tired of the condo life. Maybe they're going to Georgia, they're going to Tennessee, they want a house. So it just, in that case, I would just kind of say maybe like, where are they planning on going next? Like, what's their plan? Because nobody wants to just sell to sell, obviously. And it sounds like maybe they're hurting financially. But then it's just a question of how can you help them best. Thing is, if that's a situation going on in their condo, how many other condos are up for sale as well? And yes, that actually comes with nerves and experience. So you're probably like rattled because you're like excited, nervous, stressed. Oh my God, somebody answered. And that will just come with time. But yeah, speaking slower helps. Not just, well, it's for many reasons, really. And it's from Bin Jiang from Australia on YouTube. He's a communication expert. He said, if you can speak slower and break up your sentences, especially when you're cold calling or like on the phone, it it gives the person's brain enough time to process what it is that you're saying. And your tone, do not be like hyper happy, energetic. You want to sound calm, confused, tired, bored, those kind of things. Okay. Thanks, Chanel. This gives me better context. I'm going to have appointments with them next week. I didn't take the listings yet. Love that word, yet. Yes, there we go. Chanel's going to get 2 listings. My concern is to take condo listing, price it correctly, but get stuck with it because of the special assessment. I wouldn't worry about that. But when it comes to a special assessment, the seller typically takes that hit because that's just the market that we're in, because there's so many condos for sale. A buyer isn't going to bend over backwards and pay the special assessment. So that's something that you want to bring up to the homeowner and just be like, listen, in this condo market, usually the seller is stuck with a bill, but don't worry, it comes out of closing. So it's not like you have to come up with it up front, which they don't realize. They think that they have to pay it up front in order to close. So maybe let them know that, because that calms them down and it's reassuring. You always want to leverage every listing that you take, whether you sell it or not. So in your case, or anyone's case, like do a good job on the pictures, do a good repurpose your images and description on all your social media platforms. Like, then people at least will start seeing like, oh, Chanel's selling properties. It doesn't matter if you like officially sold them, but they see you're active and you're posting about it. Oh, and if for some reason things don't go well, you just want to make sure to have a really good relationship with the homeowners, whether it sells or not. Because I've had it where homeowners, like when I first started, like they decided to take it off the market, but then months later, they're like, okay, we're ready to try again. And they would call me again because they had a really good experience. So I wouldn't be too concerned. I still have imposter syndrome when I take a listing. Because when I take the listing, I'm like, oh shit, am I going to really be able to sell it? But I do. So don't worry about it. You're going to do great. By the way, thank you so much. I love how you respond. I can totally see you're a dedicated, good realtor, and I'm grateful I found your channel. You guys, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm actually really happy you guys are, commenting, you're watching. Oh, Jeremy, hi. I've been watching your videos and working on the pause, and speaking slower has made a big difference. It does, doesn't it? When I started practicing that, I mean, it's funny because I feel like I have a list of mentors I want to hire one day. One of them is Daryl Eves. One of them is Ben Jiang. I really want to be a student of his. Oh my God, I just went blank. Brendan, is it Brendan Kane? He's the one from the Hook Point. Oh my God, not Myron Golden. Who's his guy? Oh, Daniel Priestley. I would love to be a student of Daniel Priestley. But yeah, Ben Jiang is where I've learned a lot about communication skills. Oh, and there are some body language skill people on YouTube also. So like when you're at a listing appointment, it's body language. So when you move your hands, you want to keep them between your shoulder and your waist, and you want to move them equally. You don't want to like do one arm. I've learned that. So like, and also like show your palms, be open, say hi. So they realize that's a friendly gesture. So things like that. Nancy, that's me too. I have to work on my tone and slow down when I talk. And you guys will. It's just practice and being aware and conscious of it. So if you notice, sometimes like, I don't know, I don't know if you guys can even tell, but even when I'm speaking, I'm like, in my brain is going super fast. And I'm like, calm down, slow down, stop interrupting. Just do your from Jeremy Minor that you learned. You know, you don't want to go, oh God, I got it. And I catch myself and I hate it, but I'm practicing too. Says it like you can study all you want, but if you don't make the calls, it's not going to work. Nothing will work. Oh yeah, I manually enter them on my dashboard. Good question. Let me see. So Nancy, if you go to add progress. I've been really bad at not adding my appointments. So you're supposed to go to add progress and then here. So for example, like I had set 2 appointments for today. I obviously went on one, but it doesn't have like appointments met or anything. But I did set 3 appointments this week, technically, for 2 for today, 1 for Friday. You can do it however you want, but normally what I've been doing, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but what I think, what I was doing is, because I got to get back on this. Like, so if I have an appointment, yeah, because I think at first I started doing it where if like today's the 10th and then I did like say I set 3 appointments today, I would put it in. But then I just started doing it for the actual day. So then I'd be like, okay, Friday, I have 1 appointment. So then save, and then I would go back in, and then I would say, oh, I had 2 set for today. I marked today, and then I do 2 and save. So then it shows appointment set 3. Because then I was like, oh, because I don't know, it was just too confusing. That was kind of the easiest way for me to keep track. Oh, it's for free. It's in your Mojo Dash. It's on your, when you're here, it's this button. I had to Google this. I didn't know it either. But it's this button, you click it and it takes you here. It opens up a new tab and this keeps track of everything for you. So for example, and then here you can see like today, the last 7 days, the last 30 days, or custom range. So if I want to do this month, so see, I have 5 leads for this month, which is terrible because last week I got 2 leads. Next, close. Okay, let me get back to my screen. I think there's someone for everyone, and like if you vibe, you vibe. If they're your tribe, if they're like you get along with them, great. Like right now, my mentor James is phenomenal. What I really wanted was more one-on-one. So actually that's why I'm with him now. And I would say this, like, I know Benjamin Dennehy's really great. He can teach a lot. I know Blake and a couple people in my inner circle have done one-on-one coaching with him. There's a lot of people out there. LOL, keep watching, Adela. That's all we need. Yes, Nancy, thank you. All of you, just go binge watch all my lives. You'll learn so much for free. But you guys have to let me know when you get leads and listings. Can you just like chime in and be like, I got a lead, I got a listing. And it was so crazy. Not crazy, but it has been 56 minutes, 9 conversations. And I'm on the single line dialer to give you perspective. If you're new, like hi, just getting Mojo and you're on the single line dialer. You don't need the double line dialer yet. So you're fine to just start with the line dialer because I'm already getting conversations. I would say the minimum you normally is even good is if you have 7 conversations in 60 minutes, you're good. Like that's good. If you have more, even better. Like if you get 12, 14, which can even happen on a single line dialer, that's awesome. Mojo rules. I love Mojo, and Mojo can act up and it can glitch out, but I forgive Mojo because I love Mojo. And I always feel like Mojo's a person. Oh, Chanel, you're so sweet. Queen, you're so sweet. I don't even know what to say to that. Thank you. Yeah, I got singles. Start off slow and small, like you suggested. Perfect. Just 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes. 5 contacts or even 3, and just walk away from your computer and you're like, I did it. Mark it off. Day 1, done, and do it again tomorrow. Consistency is key. Me too. Absolutely. I've tried Vulcan. I was not a fan of Vulcan. I was not a fan of their neighborhood search. And you know, it's crazy. And if you've ever had Vulcan, I remember, I think it was when I started with Jackie, they have these like interview where they like interview successful realtors. And I'll never forget it. There's this realtor who was being interviewed and she was boasting and like not bragging, but like really excited and proud about Vulcan's neighborhood, kind of like neighborhood search feature. And she was a totally new realtor. She wasn't calling FSBOs. She wasn't calling expireds. And she was on there talking about how she was just calling random neighborhoods and getting listings. It took her a while, but once she got oh yeah, I kind of forgot. I was saying something about this chick. Anyway, she was out of El Segundo in California. I remember she had like light colored hair, maybe freckles, and she had a baby. Well, before she had a baby, she was circle prospecting. And I just remember her saying how like she was making 400, 500,000 a year circle prospecting. And for some reason I didn't listen. Oh no, then I tried Vulcan's neighborhood search. But what I didn't like is at the time they only give you 50 people at a time. And so I called those 50, but then my organization was whack. And I was like, I can't keep track of who I've called and who I haven't called. So it just got so complicated. So at that point I hit like the eject button on circle prospecting. Contact. Okay. So anyways, and then I was with Vulcan and then I quit and then I didn't know Mojo existed. So then I switched to Mojo. Hi, I just went onto the power dialing setting and it states the caller ID displayed while you call will be my phone number and my name, Nancy Sellis. Oh, interesting. Well, you know what? The thing I do like is even if it shows your name, actually, maybe I should say this. If it does show your name, you have probably like a higher likelihood of them picking up because it's better than just being a random number or better yet, it doesn't say scam or spam or whatever your phone number so that they realize you are a legit person. You're not a robo call or whatever, or AI, because that's what they're trying to weed out and protect consumers from. They're not trying to prevent us from making a living. So I say it's better to have, I could not, for some reason that was just draining my energy. Let me see. Where was I? I'm kind of losing track. Okay. The secret to make them laugh, they will love you and their guard is going down. Yes, absolutely. Got it. Get my jack. Get my dad jokes ready. For real. Adela, I know you said you bought a list of a bunch of contacts in August through Mojo. Is that right? Yes. Did you just pay for a neighborhood add-on for 1 month? Yes. And then I canceled it. I basically exported 24,000 names and numbers. Is there a way to manual call from Mojo so I can call into my wife's and see what it says? Yeah, you can. It's like a click to call. There's 2 buttons. It's click to start click to call, or start power dialer. So just make sure to have her as a contact and her name and number in Mojo, so you can actually like select her and then do like the click to call. How do you prevent from your personal number from getting marked as spam likely? Well, I have 2 phones. But the phone number that I use is the Mojo phone number. I don't use my personal number. I don't know if that helps. So I just pay $10 a month. I have 2 lines with Mojo because I like to alternate between them 2. So I have them both whitelisted through Mojo and registered with a national website. It's like a federal national registry. And I have my name, number, address, everything on there. So I don't get marked spammed likely, but I don't use my work cell or personal cell in Mojo. Adela, by the way, I've uploaded 49. Holy moly. I will cancel neighborhood search to say 49 until I run out of numbers. Thank you for the tip. You're very welcome. Now I feel like going back in and getting more numbers, even though I don't need them, but I'm just curious, like, wow, mine was limited. No calls for me today. I made some content and in a market update and had to process some work for my TC business. Well, hey, totally understand. Not a problem. Thanks for popping in. I will say this, making content is very important. Mondays is typically my content day where I post a bunch of stuff. But since I've been doing this 90-day, or I started this 90-day challenge to myself, it was a little difficult. So I kind of posted a little bit, not too much. But I need to get on that because that takes time and work. Oh, there you go. Yes, it was my content day. So that was planned. Perfect. You really got, if anybody can take some good notes from here, Sarah, I agree with Sarah. You got to at least mark one day as your content day and not cold call, because it's like you're cold calling, you're getting listings, you're getting pictures, and then you got to tell the world. So you got to mark that as like your marketing day. Hey. Ooh, the number I got is spam. Wow. Oh, not good. Can you switch it out? Good thing you found that out quickly. That's crazy. I'm surprised, actually. But you should be able to, like, what? You cancel the number and then get a new one or something. Yes, creating, content is so time consuming. Sometimes I'm like, my brain is just fried. When from doing content, especially all day, and I'm just looking at my phone and my screen, and I'm just like I have to pump it out too because I have I do it on so many platforms, but I just repurpose. I have to be in a creative mood to make content too, and that's so hard for me at times, even with all of the inspire I save throughout the week. It is, and it's funny because you can never, because I've tried, it's almost impossible to call and create in one day, no matter how you break it up. So on my creative days, it's funny, I like wake up, I do my walk, and then like I'm doing breakfast and I'm like, today I'm gonna be creative today. And I try to get my brain in that creative mode. And then sometimes I'll like listen to music, maybe put a little rom-com movie on the side, like some girl or some comedy or just something that's like fun and gets my creative juices flowing. And then I get into Canva and then I start creating I have my templates, of course, and I start kind of creating, but I also have my Excel spreadsheet of my platforms. and then like my listings and I guess my pillars as they call them. So then I just like, instead of trying to figure out what am I creating right now, I just do my Excel spreadsheet and I'm like, I go down the columns. I'm like, okay, this platform, this property, or this or that or whatever. But it's more for my listings, I would say. And then I use ChatGPT to also help me. And I just start brainstorming, or even on my walk, I'll like start talking to the app on my phone to help me on my creative days. And that's where like I maybe go to lunch with my husband, I go pick up my kids, I go get ice cream, just so I'm in that more fun flowing feel mentally to like do content. Do you get much business from social? Is it more to stay on top of mind? It's just to stay on top of mind. Not just that, but they will Google you. Like I only say this from experience because I signed up for Google Analytics and I was getting these alerts that I was having a bunch of people Google me, and it freaked me out. So I was like, oh crap, I got to get my digital online presence on point. So that's actually why I do social. And they also want to make sure that you're relevant. Like your posts aren't old. They're not from 8 months ago. They want to see like, oh, you're actively posting. But I also do it where I add my leads to my social platforms over time. That's part of my like nurture long-term nurture follow-up process. So as long as I just kind of post, it's just to remind people that I'm an active real estate agent. That's how I use it too, but I sure would love people just DMing, asking me to list their house. A girl can dream. Absolutely. My mother always says the day you stop dreaming is the day you start dying. So I'm a huge dreamer. But you know what? I would say the best are the text messages from these follow-up leads that I have, and they just text me and they're like, Adela, can you come over? We want to talk to you about selling your house. And those are the best, probably more than a DM. But I will say, I have had like 4 outreach from my other YouTube channel of buyers. I have not closed one. I have not. I thought I was, and we got close and we put offers to the 2 of the 4 buyers. We put offers and we were negotiating and both buyers were like, no. Yeah, and I would say people look you up on socials to make sure you're real. They almost like dismiss you if you don't have an Instagram, if you don't have maybe a Facebook, if you don't have a LinkedIn, especially professionals, then they kind of just mark you off. So that's why I have Karen. Next. Where did I? Oh no, those YouTubers lie about all the business from a channel year 1. I swear, I know. I fell for the lie. It hurt. It hurt. That's when I was doing Brandon's program and this YouTube program, because we're like, oh my God, we're going to generate so many leads. Like people just have to see you on video and, they're going to call. And we built it out. We spent so many hours, so like days, nothing ever transpired from it. And it's like 2 years later, because I still have it up and running, but I now use it to put up my listings, and it separates me from my competition, where I tell homeowners I do my listing videos. And I'm not talking about the one with the videographer that does the video for you, because I've done that and nobody watches those. They want the full walkthrough video. So you guys can watch my other channel and see my latest listings. I actually, I do get buyers from it. I'm not going to say like they're not subscribers and just see me on YouTube and call me. It's more like I have either buyers reach out to me directly and I send them my YouTube video and then they put in an offer with me. So I get the buyer side, or even a buyer agent, when they reach out, I send them the YouTube video and they're like, oh my God, my buyer wants to really see it. And so I'm able to close it sooner. Or in this most recent case, there was a video of one of my listings and he sent it to the family, and then the family just started passing the YouTube video to family and friends. And then an acquaintance decided that they wanted to buy it. So they reached out to me. So I got the buyer again. So though that's what I now use that YouTube video for, which I'm using it in a different way. And I send it to my leads also, like, hey, look at this new listing I just got, and I send them the video and they're like, ooh, I want my house on YouTube. But I would say not everyone, not all of my leads. Well, no, I'd be lying if I said that. When I text people, I now text them my YouTube channel, but I would say I probably started doing that over the last 7 months or so, because I was building my YouTube channel. Most of them are recruiting for their downline, like KW or XP. Yes, and I think we all can see that now. It's so annoying. I have my own brokerage now, and I would say there were some EXP acquaintances that I thought were friends, who would call me and talk real estate, and all they ever really wanted me was in their downline. And when I told them I was going to open up my own brokerage, almost all of them were convincing me to not do it. And I was like, wow, your true colors now show. Like and they're like, why don't you just consider joining my downline? I'm not friends with them anymore. They do lie. They do lie. Yes. Cancel culture is real. I don't know what they're thinking. They get maybe one lead after a year. Yeah, exactly. All right, it's been an hour and 31 minutes, 14 conversations, and 1 lead. Today is a great day. Yeah, I agree. They just talk so much big game, and it's like they're like, I sold 100 homes. It's like, yeah, but you have 20 people on your downline. That just means you only need 5 people, and then you just take credit for it. Or like 5 deals per person. It's stupid. But if you link those videos to your website, it will help it rank better on Google at least. Yes, I also have them on my website. My website, I use Kajabi for my website. I know I mean, like, I could just like tell you everything I do, but I don't want to overwhelm you. The only way you're going to be able to post listings on your socials, have a website, have this, have that, it's all from just cold calling. So if you can just like focus on cold calling and start getting income, then you can spend money. But I would not recommend like spending any money right now other than just like Mojo, because once you get lead, then you're spending money on the listings. When you call, it seems like you have low confidence or you're a bother. Exactly. Can you explain the strategy? Yes. Empathy. Check out Vin Jiang. He's a communicator from Australia. And check out Benjamin Dennehy, the UK's most hated sales trainer. It's so funny. I give him a shout out all the time, but I give a shout out to all these people just because I listen to them a lot and I learn from them. So I think they deserve credit. And obviously you can hear me say things. I do certain things. I'm not from their things because I'm very resourceful. But if you're too hyper and happy, you're coming off as a salesperson. And like, it's hard. Their guard is so up. It's hard to break through. But if you sound like you're miserable, quiet, sad, like this sucks, they feel bad for you. I swear it's like the people that I communicate with now is so like small. It just went and then especially since I was like, oh, I'm going to open up my own brokerage, or I cold call, and everyone's like, don't cold call. Don't do this. Don't do that. Be careful. I just like, I just stopped going to the office. I stopped having lunches with certain people. I stopped going to their networking events. Well, not networking, like the gatherings that they have at the office. I stopped going to that. And I was just like, people, you just need to leave me alone. You guys are all Debbie Downers. You're so miserable. You're so like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like being held back. And then other people from those other so Mojo calls your list automatically. Yeah, I load it up. I call about between 50 to 100 people. I normally like to load it up for 100 people at a time. If Mojo's acting out, because Mojo has his days, for some reason, Mojo is a male in my mind, then oh yeah, so anyways, it's a power dialer. You have either a click to call, it's like start click to call, or power dialer. I remember starting click to call, and because I was so nervous to call people, but then once I got over it and I realized if I just did the power dialer, I think I did power dialer one time by accident, and it actually felt more comfortable. Kind of took off, it was like ripping off the band-aid, and like just call and they'll just call for you. Sorry, I missed your answer on how long before you redial a neighborhood, or do you not? I don't really, because since I have like 24,000 people I have to get to, I don't really redial the same list. Load it up. I'll get I separate everybody by neighborhoods. So I just like call the neighborhood, and it takes me quite a long time to get through everyone just even once. If it's a neighborhood, maybe I had a listing that I sold, because I have done it where it's like just sold, not just listed, but more like just sold. Let me tell you, do not call people and tell them, I just sold a property. They don't care. You will not get any leads. I just still approach it the same way I do now. It's only if my conversation goes further and I think there may be a lead, then I will like drop a nugget and be like, oh, well, I was just calling because you know that house, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that was me. That's who sold it. Then they actually really want to talk to you. But I don't call people and say, hey, I just sold. That's like the worst thing. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Good. You're leveling up, and now you're freeing your energy for new people and opportunities. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm like, I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a homeowner. I have dogs. Like, I got a lot on my plate. I don't need people bringing me down. I really, really don't. I used to tell some of my a friend, I was like, I'm in a very vulnerable place in my life where I need this to work. And everybody who's being negative and trying to bring me down, I was like, you're out of here. Like, I cannot with your negative energy. Like, goodbye, get out of my life. I just surround myself by positive people. I love that. Thanks, Samantha. It's so nice to have you. I have watched maybe 100 hours of sales training. I'm in marketing and help sales team grow, but now I want to get into sales. Oh, congratulations. Welcome. That's awesome. Sales is very, I mean, I've done sales, many different industries, but I would say cold calling is completely different than anything else I've ever done, but there is a strategy. So don't worry. Welcome, Samantha. You can do it. I always just say it's all about helping people. Mike J, welcome, Mike. Okay. Mike J, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. Are you calling or just chatting with chat? Oh, I'm calling. I've been calling for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I have 15 conversations and I already have a lead. What is your source for leads? I am Mojo. I do everything within Mojo. I wish Mojo gave me like an affiliate link, but obviously they don't do that because they don't need it. They're like number one. They're like king. They're like, we don't have to pay anyone to use us. We're great. Gotta head out. See you. Bye. See you tomorrow. I'll be here again tomorrow. I'm doing my 90-day challenge to myself. Bye. Thanks for joining. All the positive vibes for you. Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate it. I have big dreams, so I need all the positivity. Hey, Derek. Cold calling neighbors around my listing was great today. Ah, awesome. I got 4 emails and one guy is very interested in building a new home on the lot. Love, love, love. Thank you so much for sharing. So much action. You guys are like getting leads, you're getting listings, you're getting emails, you're getting traction. All you have to do is make those calls. If you don't call, you're not going to get anything. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Derek. So for me, I have the 1 lead today and then 2 yesterday. I don't think I got anything Tuesday, and then one Sunday. Last week was terrible. If you guys want to know why I did so bad last week, feel free to watch those. I was kind of saying like something about like a long shot. I don't know why I adopted that. I was doing that for like 2 weeks. It really was killing. I need light. It's getting dark in here. It was really killing my spiel, I guess, my opening. Oh, no, it's too bright. There we go. That's fine. Where am I? Mike, I just bought a Yeeleek 74 headset, and it's the greatest headset ever. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I know somebody had asked me before about a headset. I used to work at call centers for 7 years total, and my husband and I decided that I will never wear a headset again. So that's why I use this, at least this for now. I usually do Bluetooth when I'm with my inner circle or on my own, but just between toggling, I have it set up this way. I don't want a headset on my head ever again. You said that you pulled a list of 24,000 for free. No, it was $50. It's their neighborhood search, but I just signed up for it, pulled it 24,000 and then canceled. But I'm more than happy to give more money to Mojo. I feel like I should be giving them a commission check or something. But Nancy was saying she got unlimited. So I don't know if it's based on state or maybe if it's changed, because last time I pulled 24,000 was back in August, and I'm still calling people. Do you market in Louisiana? I have a motivated seller for you. We can drive. I'm in Florida. I'm in South Florida. I don't know if anyone else is in Louisiana. Yes, I don't. So I don't, yeah. Enzo dialer is great. Also 15 lines at a time and cycles 50 numbers. Yeah, so that's actually one I wanted to try in the future. I heard about Enzo dialer when it first came out, and we spoke to, I think it was his new salesperson. It was like so small at the time. And so my friend and we did a conference call with them and asked them a bunch of questions, especially regarding FTC and all this other stuff. And I thought, you know what, it's fairly new. I don't know if they'll still be around in a year or two. So let me just like give them some time to get established before I get into it. But I do know someone else in this chat has used it. He said it was pricey. And I think, no, it wasn't Kai. And I think Enzo is much better for a professional who can handle so much going all at once. I don't know how well it will go for a new person, but I would like to experiment with it. I'm just not there. I'm doing really well as it is. So that's why I'm kind of like, let me not mess with my systems, but I would like to check out Enzo maybe one day. It only connects you to someone that answers. Yeah, the only thing is I think like, yeah, but what if everybody answers? Because the same as the triple line dialer on Mojo, like 2 people can answer at the same time, and then you lose that opportunity. So that's why I also like to do the single line dialer, because I can still have conversations and results. What is your usual commission on a lead, and how does that work? Samantha, is that for Mike J? Because I don't know if that's like just a general, like what's my average commission check or like my GCI. My average is 10,000, if that makes sense. But it's hard to say because I can do like a $200,000 condo, or I can do a $4.8 million condo, or I can do a $500,000 house, or I can do a $2.5 million house. So it all just kind of averages out. Right now, I'm just trying to build up volume. Oh yes, just average. Yeah. So my usual my averages over the years has been 10,000, because for example, I have a $300,000 condo, or actually no, 400,000. I have a $400,000 condo, and then I'm getting the buyer as well, which happens for me. Not all the time, but it does happen to me a little bit more than others because of my listing videos that I do. And that one is at 4% since I'm bringing the buyer. So it's 16,000. And that's on a $400,000 condo. So I know some markets are like 200,000, but keep in mind, like, what if you bring the buyer, you know? Where was that, Michael? Chanel, they do Zoom and help you set up and learn the system. Yes, I understand, Mike. Thank you so much. I know Chanel is just kind of starting, but obviously it's up to her to do what she wants to do. I don't know if you're here to promote Enzo. I'm just showing people what I do for work. So we're just kind of circle prospecting. But like I said, maybe one day, Enzo. But for now, I just do Mojo. I've tried Vulcan. I tried I forget that one that Jackie recommends. I think it's Selspresso or something. Um, but I actually like Mojo because I can get my leads from there. I know Enzo, you have to use My Plus leads, so you have to pay extra. So not only do you have the Enzo dialer, but then you also have to pay extra for leads on top of that. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't even pay for FSBOs or expireds either. So do you notice a big difference as a broker opposed to being an agent? I don't. Good question. You know what? So the errors and omissions, I used to think it was very expensive, but with where was I? Oh yeah, so like the errors and omissions, like one of my brokers was charging me $60 per transaction for my errors and omissions, and I think at that time I had like 10 or 12 transactions. So that was like between $600 to $720. And then my traditional brokerage was charging me $40 per transaction for errors and omissions. And I think I only did like 7 with them, so that wasn't bad. That was like 280 because there were so many people and it was just based on volume. But then my 100% commission brokerage I was with in Florida, they were charging me $100 per for errors and omission per transaction, and I did 10 with them, so that was $1,000 I gave to them for errors and omissions. And then as a broker, I bought errors and omissions and I got it for $700. And I was like, wait, what? And that's as a broker. So then I was kind of like, were they making money off of me paying this error and omissions fees? And then I asked certain questions about the errors and omissions, and they were like, no, it doesn't necessarily go up too much. So that was interesting. And then regarding all the paperwork, I'm very detail oriented and I'm a very organized person. So I was always very organized from the beginning. So my last broker I was with, I was really managing them because they were like, oh, where's this paper? I'm like, I gave it to you. They're like, oh, we don't have it. And I was like, oh my God, you're such a mess right now. So that's actually why I also decided to be my own broker, because I was like, I'm way more organized. I know what I'm doing. And the biggest thing, and this was part of our conversation from yesterday, Jennifer. All right, cool. So 16 conversations, 1 lead. I'm kind of hoping I can have 1 more, 2, and then all of a sudden I'm at 2 leads. So yeah, I would say no, I'm not. I feel way more in control. Oh, this was one thing. Oh, yesterday's live, we had a conversation about, you'd be surprised, brokers aren't necessarily out there to protect you. And they say, oh, like, you have your errors and omissions, but at the end of the day, like, they will just throw you right. Somebody just answered and was like breathing into the phone. Next, I'm not here for that. Yeah, they're there to protect themselves. And so I was just like, I remember, I think even one point I asked a broker of mine, I was like, if I get into trouble, like, will you guys defend me? That's why you have attorneys, right? And he was like, no. He's like, we have our attorneys to defend ourselves. Like, you're out on your own. And that was a very eye-opening moment. And then I was like, well, what am I supposed to do if I actually do get in trouble? They're like, you have to consult with a real estate attorney. And so I lawyered up and I went and I interviewed real estate attorneys before I opened up my brokerage. And I was like, hey, I need to know if I'm in trouble, if something happens, what are your rates? What are your fees? Like, how will this work so I can retain you? So that's what I did. So I actually have some real estate attorneys that I'm friends with. So God forbid anything ever happens in the future, I am geared up because Lord knows I am not afraid to fight. Like I was 19 when I filed my first civil lawsuit against my landlord. And guess how I figured out how to do that? I Googled it. I remember staying up late at night multiple times Googling how to file a civil lawsuit by myself at 19 years old. And I even sent a sheriff out to serve him. I paid $35. I went to the police department. With the paperwork. They were laughing at me. They're like, "Are you sure you want to send a police officer to deliver this?" I'm like, "Absolutely. Here's my $35. When will it happen?" So I'm very like geared up to be a broker. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's really good. I'm like, no one's gonna knock me down in life. I will fight you. What does it call it? Tooth and nail. Yeah, brokerages are not there for you. Unfortunately, it's all talk. Thank you. Carlos? Hello?
Please leave your message for.
Yes, I think that's the biggest misconception that as realtors have, because if you speak to realtors, like, why are you with your brokerage? They're all going to say, well, if I get into trouble, they're going to have my back. They're going to protect me. They're going to fight for me. And it's like, have you even had that conversation with your broker? Because you need to get down to the bottom of it. Yes, thank you. Whoop whoop, Sarah. Yes, 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 yes. I was like, if anyone's gonna fight for me, it's me. I will fight to the death. Delete. All right, we are at 1 hour and 57 minutes, 16 conversations, and 1 lead. So the way I analyze that is I'm at 16 conversations in almost 2 hours. So that's about 8 an hour. So I actually take that as a good sign of a good day. That's kind of how I measure myself with like leads and outbound. All right, feel free to watch any of my other lives. They all have golden nuggets. I would probably say last week you can see why I didn't get any leads, but otherwise make sure to leave any questions, comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow.